Surrounded by the richest natural resources in the state, the people of Gary, Indiana are isolated from them. In some cases, their neighbors are actively keeping them away. A situation like the current pandemic highlights the difference in access between walking to enjoy natural resources and driving in a vehicle through a park entrance. One is encouraged while the other is currently illegal. This project seeks environmental justice for the residents of Gary, Indiana, through better access to natural resources. Within the Lake Michigan region, the disparity in natural resources is astounding. While the region is composed of only 40% developed land, Lake County, where Gary resides, is 75% developed. While the region averages 60% land cover as natural resources, Lake County only has 25%. To achieve environmental justice, Gary needs a recreational link to the national park. What I was surprised to find is that this link is already planned. The Marquette Greenway system, a trail envisioned from Illinois to Michigan, promises to flow from the heart of Gary to Indiana Dunes National Park and beyond. But while other portions of the trail are planned, funded, and constructed, the link from Gary to the dunes is being protested. Neighboring communities harbor a fear of having those people in their backyard. This shameful admission shows that environmental justice has its roots in social perception. The link is planned, the natural resources are available, but environmental justice remains out of reach due to perception. To address this, my project focuses on 3 parks along the trail route, aimed at changing the public's view of Gary, with the long-term goal of a trail connection. The key to this shift in perception is the South Shore Line, which runs by all 3 parks. This rail brings 8,500 commuters, families, and weekend explorers right through the heart of Gary every day, providing an unparalleled chance to influence neighbors. These riders have an average income of $88,000, well above Gary's average of $30,000. Currently, the adjacent parks corroborate notions of insecurity with towering fences and overgrown plants. Because they don't support it and don't show it, life in Gary is invisible to the passerby. Each time a commuter rolls by vacant parks, Gary loses a chance for financial investment, recreational visitors, and ultimately, the trail link. Central to strengthening the social perception of a city is displaying its unique culture and history. As Gateway Park welcomes visitors to Gary by trail, vehicle, and rail, it simultaneously communicates the rich heritage of a city that was once the envy of the world. It expands and abstracts the historic Gary architecture hidden in the park today into a mural wall of history. The outdoor social circles expand the function of prominent civic buildings just across the street. This park will be the iconic wedding venue, prom photo, and winter festival. Jackson Park, on the other hand, sits in a residential setting of extremely high vacancy, necessitating a departure from tradition. To become vibrant, Jackson must break free from the classical image of a grass park rectangle bounded by chain fences. If we understand the color and energy of murals as indicators of the urban spirit, we can bring the vitality of visual art to the realm of experience by creating landscapes that are like a mural you move through. This is the immersive urban experience. All 3 parks playfully redefine spatial configuration, so users are enveloped by color and novelty. Basketball courts are circles now, and they reach out to touch the street. Without a constricting fence, these edgeless parks are a neighborhood front yard, providing far more safety than a space turned inward and hidden from passing viewers. Finally, AMRBIDGE-MANN Park is nestled in a healthy residential community. Like the other 2 parks, it employs large signage for a clear identity to rail riders, along with colorful arches that show the care and play now found in the park. All 3 parks shrink the perceived distance between Gary and the national park by planting oak savannas, a reflection of restoration work being done a few miles up the trail at Miller Beach. Easily reset by a controlled burn every 3 or 4 years, oak savannas can be managed on a stretched budget and teach neighbors about the presence of fire in natural resource management. Finally, AMRBIDGE-MANN illustrates water play and education along its large central loop, turning stormwater into a channel of play and learning. Children quickly begin to ask the vital question, where does the rest of the water go? And in doing so, move a bit closer to understanding natural systems. Looking for environmental equality? You might have to start with improving social perception. Gary has nothing to be ashamed of. It's just been left behind by people and by money. These parks represent an initial investment that can trigger a whole chain of new users, new investors, and new neighbors, such as the beautiful Indiana Dunes National Park. That will be a great step toward environmental justice.